the importance of eating at home rather than cooking out. There are a lot of different reasons why people choose to eat at home or choose to cook to eat out or eat at home. There are monetary reasons, health reasons. There's also reasons due to people's time limits. A lot of people in this area especially have long commutes to and from work, up to 90 minutes, 120 minutes, 2 hours, 3 hours of commute time. So a lot of reasons why people choose to eat out rather than cook at home. A lot of people think that their time is worth more than cooking at home or spending that extra time planning their meals and also going to the grocery store. There are a lot of different dietary reasons why people choose to cook at home. On the contrary, because due to diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, there's different reasons. There are 3 reasons why I really truly believe that cooking at home is more beneficial to you rather than eating out. The first one is just the amount of money that you spend. On moneyandminds.com, there was a research given by somebody that does a blog, and they chose to eat out 1 week, and they chose to cook at home 1 week, and see how much money they spent. They spent $257.08 eating out. That was just for dinner. That's just one meal a day for a week. On the contrary, they spent $148.14 eating at home. So they saved a good amount of money just choosing to eat at home. Typically, the U.S. family spends about $50 a week eating out. That might not seem like a lot of money compared to maybe single adults, but the typical family of 4 spends about $50 a week. If you just reduce your spending to about $20 a week, you can see a lot of savings in that. There are also a lot of health reasons why we need to choose to eat at home rather than eating out. There's a 34% obesity rate in the United States. So a lot of people are acquiring different types of diseases just due to the amount of food that they eat. Your healthcare costs can be decreased, as well as being reducing your ability to exercise. It also decreases heart disease, diabetes, and a lot of other health-related issues. The amount of family time spent is also important. A lot of people don't have time to spend with their family, and cooking at home is a way to create that time with your family. You need to create different reasons why you should eat at home with your family and include your kids in that. One way that you can save money, according to Epicurious.com, is to research before you go to the grocery store. Research different sales. Research where you can buy certain foods at different prices. It's also important to research local produce. By buying locally, you also save money because the transportation that it takes to get the food to the location that you're at is less cost to the supplier, so therefore they pass that cost on to the savings. It's also important to eat before you shop. It is true that if you don't eat before you shop, you will overbuy. You will buy things that you didn't plan on buying because they look good or they're appealing to you because you ate before you shop. It's also important to walk down only the aisles that have the foods that you need to eat. If you're not planning on buying cookies, it's not a good idea to walk down the snack aisle because you're going to be bombarded with lots of different things that you're going to want to eat and buy and spend money on that you wouldn't have in another case. Buying generically is also a great way to save money. A lot of generic products save you a lot of money in the long run, especially when it comes to prescriptions. A lot of people get their prescriptions filled at the grocery store. It's also important to include your health provider in that. To buy generic prescriptions can save you a lot of money. And also shopping with cash. If you know that you have a certain amount of money that you budgeted to spend, it's important that you bring cash. And that way you know that you're only going to spend that amount of money. It's also important to make sure that you are buying healthy foods when you go to the grocery store. WebMD also says that you should buy foods that are low in fat, low in calorie. Using different types of substitutes are important: sugar substitutes, egg substitutes. They often taste a lot like the original and can save you a lot of different calories and help you in the long run. BonAppetit.com actually did a special part of their magazine just promoting eating at home for the family, for health reasons, for saving money, and also just for the family time. There were a lot of different cool recipes that I saw in there that you can cook with your kids, like salad on a stick. I thought was very interesting, where you place the different types of salads onto a skewer, which your kids can help you do, and then you dip them in the dressing. Also just creating different things that are different for your kids, different things that they like, but creating them in a different special way. Like pizza sandwiches was another one that I saw, where they put the types of vegetables and different types of meats and cheeses into a pita pocket for their kids, and it's a little bit easier for kids to eat, a little less mess. It's important that we always are mindful about the different things that we eat and the amount of money that we're spending. On my visual aid here, we can see that saving money is a big thing. If you spend $50 a week and just reduce your spending to $20 a week, you can save over $1,500 a year just in your eating out budget. It's also important to make sure that you're buying reduced fat items for your health reasons. Fresh greens and fruits in your salad can create interesting things as well as appetizing, and it gives you a lot of flavor for the amount of fat that you're using. Also using substitutes, like I can't believe it's not butter, egg substitutes, Splenda, Equal, different things like that can also save you a lot of calories there. And grilling your foods instead of deep frying them or even pan frying them can save you a lot of caloric content. It's also important that you can also use different types of oil. Olive oil has different omega fats in them that are good for you, and it's also important to be mindful of the different oils that you're using. Creating dinner time is often something very hard for the American family. With people having with both parents working outside of the home and having such long commutes, it's a hard thing to do to create family time. And also just creating a structured dinner time where everybody sits down to have dinner together. It's important that you have table rules. I know at my house, one thing that we've created is no using your cell phone at the dinner table. No one's allowed to iPhone or surf the internet or check your email or check your text messages or talk on the phone at dinner time. And I know that increases the communication that we have during our dinner time. It's also important to get your kids in the kitchen to help. They enjoy cooking. Even my son that's only 3, he enjoys cooking. We had an incident with the butter, but just make sure that you have appropriate activities for each child, and that's according to their age. And they'll really enjoy actually cooking and helping you out in the kitchen. It's important that you be mindful of all these different things when you make the choice to eat out or to eat at home. When you're making your choice, be mindful of those 3 different things. Be mindful of your spending, be mindful of your budget, make sure that you're not eating outside of your means. Make sure that the one thing that you can pretty much control in your budget is keeping the amount of food or the amount of money that you spend under wraps. So it's important that you be mindful of your budget. It's also to be mindful of your health concerns. If you know that you have a certain health condition, a lot of restaurants, have very limiting choices. So it's important that you're mindful of just how you eat. It's also important to spend family time together. It's important that you have your dinner time, have the rules there. Make sure that your kids know that it's important that we have dinner time. Make sure everybody's home at that time. Make sure it's a time that you guys are going to have good conversation and that everybody is really in tune with all of that. I thank you for your time, and at this time I'm going to open the floor up for questions. Yes?
Okay. You talked about budgeting as well as eating healthy. Now, I know sometimes people would say that healthier foods are more expensive. Do you have any suggestions on that as far as buying healthier foods within a budget?
Well, one thing that I addressed was also just make sure you're buying local produce. Local produce is very high in different types of minerals and vitamins. So if you're buying local produce, you're going to get a better deal than if you were to buy something that was out of state or even out of country. So you're going to save a lot of money there. That's just one way. Or also just finding coupons for different special food items, substitutes, sugar substitutes, egg substitutes. You can also find coupons for that are going to save you a lot of money. Anybody else?
What would you say to the family that's trying to go all organic?
Organic foods are a good source of vitamins and proteins. If you're looking to save money in your budget, it's not the best thing to do. There have been some studies that say that organic foods are better than non-organic foods. It just depends on your family's just how they think that they should buy foods and stuff like that. Personally, I don't see a huge difference in flavor-wise, an organic versus non-organic. But if you are concerned about pesticides or making sure that you have foods that are free range or different things like that, then buying organic is a good option for you. Anybody else? All right, I thank you for that time.